Hello lovely people, what is up? Today we are solving Leetcode problem number 1784. Check if binary string has at most one segment of ones. So we are given a binary string S that contains only zeros and ones, and we must return true if the string contains at most one contiguous segment of ones. If not, then we return false. If in case there are multiple separated segments of one, we return false. So for example, let us take S is equal to 1100 and 11. So segments of 1, there are two segments of 1 starting and the ending. So since there are two segments, the answer is false. Let us take another example. S is equal to 111000. We return true because there is only one contiguous segment. So the key observation here is if a string has more than one segment of 1, we will see the pattern, which means the substring 01 is followed later by 1. But the simplest check is if the string contains 01 followed by another 1 means multiple segments. So if we ever see 01, it means a new segment of 1s can start later. So if 01 exists, we return false. Otherwise, we return true. Let us take a look at the brute force approach. So we traverse the string and count how many segments of ones appear. So we iterate through the string, and when we see a 1 and the previous character was 0, we start a new segment. And then we count segments. If segment is greater than 1, we return false. So how do we code this? First, we initialize a variable segment to 0, and then we traverse through the S like for I in range of len of x, S. Then we initialize an if statement if S of I, that is S of the current index, is equal to 1, is equal to the character 1, and I is equal to 0, or S of the previous value, that is I minus 1 is equal to 0, we start a new segment, that is segment plus equals to 1. And then if segments is greater than 1, we are checking if there are more than one segments, we return false. And then outside of the loop, we return true. So the time complexity of this is O of n because we are scanning the string only once, and the space complexity is also O of n because only one variable is used. So there is another approach in which we can solve this particular question. So let us take that we know that if the string contains 0 and 1, it means a segment of 1 ended, and then later another one could start another segment. So that means multiple segments. So if 0, 1 in S, we return false, else we return true. So why do we check 0, 1? Because it tells us we finished a block of something and one has started again. So with this logic or trick, we can complete the entire code in just one statement, which is return characters 0, 1, not in S. So if you take a look at it, it runs at the most optimal time possible. So that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. See you on the next one. Bye guys.